Hello everyone, welcome to my PHP tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to look at how to use if condition. If you look at my previous videos, I have introduced what is PHP and what are the data types, variables, constants, operators, and how you include external files into the PHP. So in the learn PHP operators tutorial, I explain what are the operator types we have in PHP. So once you understood the operators, the next step is to learn how to implement the logics by using the conditions. So under the conditions, we have a if condition and the switch condition. So in this lesson, again we'll be looking at the if condition in a high level manner. I'll start the SAMP package and I have the Apache running. Then I'll go to my code wrapper folder, which is available in the htdocs. That's our web environment where our server is running on. And then I'll create a new file saying the if condition. So what is a condition? So condition is something that you will give a instruction to the your application depending on user input or depending on some of the tasks that done by the application. By allowing that input, you will ask to perform some task. For example, we'll take login scenario. So in the login scenario, the user will be able to submit the username and the password. So those are the two inputs to our application. So you will be implementing a condition where to check whether the username and the password is correct or wrong. So if it is correct, you will give an instruction to show the profile page. If it is wrong, you will give an instruction to show the error message with the login page. So how you provide that two paths? That's done by using the conditions. So there are so many conditions we need to apply when you are going to working with a project, because a project is a collection of conditions. Set of conditions are defined and user will be navigate with those conditions. So if condition is the main type that you can use whenever you want to implement a condition. So if I write the basic syntax for the if condition, that is used by the if and then open close curly brace. So here the open close brackets, that is denoted to get some input. So from a work that done by the application or from an input from the user, you will do some task and find out whether that scenario is true or false. So for example, we'll say that the username and password. What you do is you check with the database whether the given username and password is stored in the database. So if that is, then that means this person is authenticated person. So we can say it's a true scenario. If it is fail, that means username and password wrong, then that will be a fail scenario. So the if condition required that the boolean output of an operation. So we already learned the operators, mathematical operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators. You will do some operation by using those operators, and finally you will be get output. So most of the time the output will be a true or a false result, so which is a boolean result. So that what we need for the if condition. So if I just use the true keyword which is comes with the PHP, which indicates the boolean output true. So if condition true, then you can have a true path. Then you will have doubt what is if this is fail. So then the fails part will be handled in the else section. Right. So for an example, we'll take that username and the password scenario. So we'll say we have a variable which says username and the password, and that is assigning with username is John and the password is 1 down 2 down at capital A. And also we are getting a value that is coming from the user. So we'll say we have another variable called login username and login password. So for this I'll be put a hard code value. So we'll say this is Nimal and the password is ABC at 1 2 3. So I'll be having a scenario right now which is a fixed data we use for the username and password variable, and the user will be submitting a different username and the password. So I want to check this and then inform to the user whether the given username and password is authenticate or not. So the authentication will be set to pass if the username equal to the login username and the password equal to the login password. So then I'll put a if condition and then set the username equal to login username then I'll use the AND operator because I want to make sure both username and password need to be true, and then I'll use the password equal to login password. So I put a extra bracket to indicate that this has to be done separately and we should get a result out of these two comparisons. So if username is equal to the login username, so then that will set to true boolean value, and the password equal to login password, that will be set to true. So if both are true, the final output given for the if condition will be true. So that is what we want in the syntax I explained. So if that's so, I'll be print a message saying username, we'll say you can log in, else I know that this is something we are unable to log in. Right, so then I'll execute this file. So you can see I'll say you are not allowed to log in is mentioned. Reason, because the mismatch of the username and the password. So what happens if I make it the same username and the password? This should be definitely set to allow. So you can log in. So I hope you understood that the basic if condition with this example. So the same if condition we can further go in detail and add more and more if condition until your requirement is satisfied. So for example, what you can do is inside this if condition you can declare another if condition. And this, in this case, we know that the inner if condition will execute if the first if condition set to true. So then there's a couple in between those two if conditions. So we can create this kind of example, this kind of scenarios by adding multiple if conditions inside another if condition. So that is totally based on the scenario that you are going to solve. So because of that, you have to make sure that you understood the business requirement and then apply the if condition and provide the proper solution. So in this video tutorial, I explain how to use the if condition with the else, and then with the example how you perform a simple task. So in the next video, I'll be going to explain to you how to use the nested if condition, that is a next step of this if condition. So go through this and see whether you understood the whole scenario of this implementing if condition. And if you have any doubts, put in my comment section in this video and then I'll help you. I'll be ending this video today and then we'll meet up with the next video tutorial. Thank you.